Hello, and welcome to a new week of NFL Game Picks. Week 10, baby. We already hit the double digits. I'm Austin Ramos. We got DJ Gamble to my right and Chris right to my left. We should switch that around. It would make more sense.
It's right on the right.
Yeah. Anyways, week 9, pretty interesting one.
To say the least.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of went over it, but I want to talk about it again. I got screwed over on the Thursday night game. Mike White got instantly hurt. Still kind of butthurt about that one because that would have probably set off my pickings off to a good start. Aside from that, Dolphins finally got another win. That's really good. Yeah. Chris is playing something on his laptop.
Ad.
gotta pay them bills.
Yeah. But dude, it's like 2 weeks in a row of major upsets, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not picking well for me. I went 7-7 this week. I think I was like 6-9. Let me double check last week. Yeah, 7-7. I was 5-10 the week before.
You double.
These past 2 weeks have not been kind to us.
Yeah, say the least, bro. This is my lead is slowly trimming down with these upsets, and I don't like it. So week 10, you may, if you think this team's gonna win, pick the other team. That's how it's going.
I'm taking some upsets already.
Might as well, bro. You might as well.
Yeah. Well, one thing that really surprised me, honestly, and like I'm sorry to say this, DJ, but your Saints, bro. That was probably the biggest shock to me when it came to losing that game. They lost literally the same way the Dolphins lost to them, which was kind of crazy. Like the Falcons were winning. Then the Saints, Dolphins, both teams came back, took a lead, and then ended up losing the game on the final possession, which was honestly, as a fan of both teams, I mean, this is really upsetting. So
it's definitely a cause for pause. I damn near about to ask Sean Payton for a tryout at wide receiver. Because, bro, like, what's going – bro, so many drop passes. I lost track after, like, 5 drop passes, bro.
You need to bring your boy home, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Odell, if you could somehow surface this video, please bring your ass back to New Orleans. We need you. We need you, bro.
Yeah. Stay away from Green Bay. But this is, like, cool. Talking about the Falcons now. This is Koo's like 3rd game-winning kick of the season now.
Yeah.
Young Koo.
Against the Giants, Dolphins, and the Saints.
Yeah.
So, Chris, you want to talk about your Bears?
Unfortunately,
at least from what you know about the game.
Yeah, I didn't get to really watch the game. Played soccer on Monday nights, so I had a game. And then doing some other stuff after that. But from what I saw from the highlights, we look better. I mean, you can't wait till the 4th quarter to start scoring all your points. But
almost scored 30 points, though.
Yeah, it's our highest point total of the season. Fields, from stat-wise, Field looks decent. Like, he almost threw for 300 yards. I don't think he's done that yet. And we got David Montgomery back, so that's good. Much needed.
Just to give a real quick update on the leaderboard, DJ still remains in first place. He's 93-43. Yep. Shout out to DJ. Last week he went 7-7.
Hey, we're not talking about that.
The week before he went 6-9. We didn't go over that. Matt, my cousin, he's actually in second place with 88 wins, 48 losses. I'm not too far behind, 84-52. Chris and I are tied, but for some reason I'm ahead of him, at least on my leaderboard. I don't know about yours. We both went. All of us went 7-7 last week. At least here, who were picking the games on camera. Chris just had a bad week in week 8, 5-10. I went 8-7. So those are some of the updated standings. Eddie is also tied. Everyone else is tied for 3rd place. Eddie and Steve are also with the same record as us. Yeah, so it should be interesting going down the line. But let's get into the first game. And obviously, I'm going to lead this one off. You guys know why. Because it's something near and dear to me. It's the Miami Dolphins hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Thursday Night Football. Man, I am excited for this matchup. I love going to night games, and that's one of the reasons I'm going down to Miami this weekend. Definitely just can't wait to see the Dolphins play on prime time. Yeah. Dude, night games are the best. Like, I don't care if we're going to get our asses handed to us. It's the best. Watching games in Miami and the beating sun, like, even though, like, half the time I sit is, like, literally in the shade and stuff, is literally just – It's so different when it's a night game. I love them.
Y'all kick the Friday off. You can kick your Friday off partying too. As soon as the game over.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, Shout out to Austino over here. Gonna celebrate a little birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy early birthday to you.
A little quick surprise.
Happy early birthday, Austin Ramos.
Thank you, guys.
I think she was a little scared at first when I called her. I think she thought something bad happened.
That's why she texted me right
Probably.
now.
I was like, wait, what did she say?
She ruined the surprise. Like, how's the cake? I was like, what? This is awesome. Thanks, guys. I can't wait to have this.
Yeah, man.
I'll leave
For
this in the
sure.
front here.
Happy birthday, Jordan year, right?
Yes, sir. LeBron year.
23. Oh, whatever.
Thank you.
Give that cake.
for
Give
the
that cake
correct.
back.
Come on, bro.
Give that cake
Come
back.
on, bro. It's the LeBron year, Chief. But yeah, no, it's yes, it is my birthday, and I'm very excited. Big 23, as Chris said, Jordan year, LeBron year, whatever you want to call it. You know, a lot of people like to celebrate this birthday a lot. So, I mean, if the Dolphins can't get a birthday done for me, that would be nice. Should I be a realist or should I be a fan? Everyone's kind of going with the Ravens. I mean, they should be the team that's favored here. They obviously are the better team.
Do you know?
But the Dolphins haven't failed me in quite some time when it comes to birthday dubs. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Jeez.
Little
Man,
biased.
always find an excuse to.
Nah, it's a little biased, but I mean, I have to.
I'm gonna roll with the Ravens. Just because the Ravens are better at football than the Dolphins.
Yeah,
I
don't blame you.
guess.
Yeah, not to really drag the,
Yeah.
the how we
I already
just-
know who you're going with. You're going with the flock.
Do you know who number 23 on the Miami Dolphins is? I had to look it up, see if there's a 20. Since we're on the subject.
Since
we're on the
subject.
It's a running back.
Yeah, Dokes.
Yep. Jared Dokes?
Yeah, but
Jared?
he's like on the practice squad.
Well, that's what I looked up, so.
You should definitely
Says
get me
he's
like
on
a
the team.
jersey of his or something.
For 23?
Yeah.
Why? It'd be a waste.
Next year, new name plate on it.
Just
Don't you love it when they like tape over the names?
They a lot of people did that in this past season. Like they repurposed their Tannehill jerseys with like Jalen Waddle, making it they say Waddle. It's pretty funny, but like even like people like created like custom like nameplates and put it on. So that was pretty interesting to see. But yeah, this game is not anything to really gloat about. Ravens are coming off their bye. Dolphins got their second win of the season against another 1-7 team, the Houston Texans. Aside from that, it's going to be hard for the Dolphins to stop Lamar Jackson and that Ravens offense. And the defense is nothing to laugh about when it comes to the Ravens. So I can understand why you guys are picking the Ravens. Me just being biased, picking the Dolphins and hoping for a birthday dub. That'll be cool.
Lamar already has 600 yards, by the way, on the season with
Rushing.
way less attempts than any, like 30, 40 attempts less than the running backs. I mean, he is a quarterback, so he does get a little bit more time sometimes to take off and get a few yards.
Yeah.
But still, like, it's
this
pretty
point,
crazy.
Yeah, at this point, you kind of know what to, you kind of know to, at least in certain situations, keep a spy on Lamar, like on third downs. But even then, a spy. Exactly.
You need
What
two
is it?
spies,
Yeah,
man.
what is that going to do? You seen him juke dudes like literally at the line of scrimmage, bro. He's crazy.
Nah, it's hard for any like defenders. So I'm not really optimistic about the Dolphins truly winning, but
It's like if
gotta
they
go
win,
for it.
it's a plus, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
go in there.
No,
yeah.
it just really kicks off the week.
No,
Real good.
Who cracked the top 50 in rushing this past week?
Who?
Justin Fields. Just saying. But there's not that many
Goes with that
quarterbacks.
stat I threw to you. That was a perfect way to put that stat in.
There's not that many quarterbacks on that list, though, honestly. I'm looking at it now, and, like, the next closest one is Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen's, like, way down the list. But pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So, Lamar's balling. Having a better year, some might say, than his MVP season. So,
That's good for him. All right, Chris, what's the next game?
next game is the Atlanta Falcons at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm rolling with the Cowboys. They had a rough week last week.
Shocker of the week.
Shocked, yeah. Really shocked because, like, I think it was, what was it, like 19-0 or something like
At
that
some point,
going
yeah.
into the fourth quarter. I was very shocked to see that, especially with the offensive firepower that the Cowboys have. Speaking of drop passes, like DJ mentioned, they've been dropping a lot of passes, even Amari Cooper.
Dude, that Amari Cooper one was brutal.
Yeah,
dude.
the third down one.
Yes.
That
It
was
just goes to the
crucial.
thing of Cooper, bro. Like, you never know what Cooper's going to show up.
Mhm.
One day that man can get you 8 for $130, then the next day he can get you 2 for 38. Like, it's frustrating. I'm not even a Cowboys fan, and I'd be frustrated. And CeeDee Lamb, after waving bye-bye to everybody, has disappeared into the sunset, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So
I think he's still good, but
Yeah.
and I like Amari Cooper too. I think he's an awesome number 2, and he's a B+ number 1 in
Who,
my
CD?
opinion. No, Amari Cooper.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Amari Cooper has his days. Like, some days, like, Amari Cooper looks like the best receiver in the NFL, and then other days he looks like, just like another average guy, like, on a roster. Like, nothing too special about him. And that's probably one of the things that's, like, annoying the most about the Cowboys fans. Like that's probably annoying for them is that, you have another guy coming in, CeeDee Lamb, and he's been balling.
We
Like,
are not sponsored by that ad.
he's very consistent as that kind of, like, number 1, number 2 wide receiver for CeeDee Lamb. So, DJ, who are you picking this game?
I'm picking the Cowboys. They should, hopefully they should bounce back from an embarrassing loss to the Broncos. And to tag along, piggyback off what you're saying, like, Zeke didn't really look like himself, but when you're down 19-0, you got to start
And
throwing
he's
the
not
ball.
really a great pass catcher.
Yeah.
I mean, he's okay, but
That's why they got a little Pollard kid. So,
he's not bad.
yeah,
Pollard,
exactly.
I love Pollard.
Yeah.
Pollard has been.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's their passing
Yeah.
back, pass catching back.
Pollard has been my constant for the past, like, 3 years. Like, I always end up getting him on fantasy, like, super late too, and, like, he's not gonna put up god numbers, but he's like,
He's a
when
good
you need him,
spell
he
back.
pulls
Yeah.
up and he
Yeah.
scores a lot of points for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I'm picking the Cowboys too. That last week was a pretty embarrassing loss, and shout out to the Broncos. They just balled out. I mean, the Cowboys couldn't really do much.
Tim Patrick, dude. I didn't even know he
Without Von Miller, too.
Right,
yeah.
Same, first week without him. And this is 2 wins in a row for the Broncos, and this is by far their best win of the season. So,
Mhm.
and they play the Eagles next. Might win 3 in a row. This is a very competitive division right now, the AFC West.
Yeah, it is.
Wild, Wild West.
Wild, Wild West.
And this is actually like one of the best wins that the Broncos have put together.
Yeah, for sure.
They what do you call it? Like, they just start off the season hot and then just haven't done anything since. And now they're kind of back on track. But that's a huge win to get against one of those top NFC teams. But let's move to the AFC East. We have the Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets, and Buffalo got stunned by the Jacksonville Jaguars. The other Josh Allen came to play, not the Bills Josh Allen.
All those stats were blowing my mind. I loved it. First player to get sacked by a player with the same name, interception, fumble recovered.
It was just all the goodies on the defensive side of him.
I think he had like 8 to 10 tackles too.
Did you guys see Did you guys see the meme? It was like
the Michael Jordan one.
No, but it was the Winnie the Pooh one, and it's like Josh Allen and then Josh Allen, and it's like Winnie the Pooh normal and then Winnie the Pooh in the suit.
Yeah.
And it's like only real football fans would know.
I saw the one. It was Josh Allen's. No, it was Josh Allen of Jacksonville's face on Michael Jordan.
Oh, and I took that personally.
And it's like they called me the other Josh Allen, and I took that personally. But yeah, had a hell of a game. Like,
yes, sir.
I watched some of it. It wasn't really an exciting game outside of the defensive plays.
Yeah, it was
9-6.
It wasn't a very entertaining game.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence, I'm still not impressed by him, honestly. Not that impressed. I think he's going to get better. But
He's looked decent in his games, but honestly,
first year.
He's been very underwhelming. He hasn't had those type of like number 1 overall pick type plays that you're kind of like expecting out of him. Like, you're not expecting him to be the best quarterback already right off the bat, but
he got a couple good receivers. Though.
Yeah, exactly. So like he needs to like step it up a bit. But what do you guys think about this game, the Buffalo Bills versus New York Jets?
This is a no-brainer for me. The Buffalo Bills, they just got embarrassed down south in Jacksonville, and they should look to regain that confidence back against the Jets.
I'm gonna say the same. I'm gonna go with the Bills. But Bills got to run the ball more than 14 times. You can't throw the ball 60 times
quarterback
a
can't
game.
run 9 of those 14 times. Like, that is beyond. I don't understand that. Who they think he is? Lamar Jackson? Like,
I mean,
he can scoop, don't get me wrong,
yeah.
but he shouldn't be carrying the ball more than your running backs, as you were alluding to.
Yeah.
No.
I definitely, it got like a very sticky game type of thing. Like, they just got stuck, like, playing a certain way, and then, like, by the time they made a change, it was already too late, you know?
And they didn't score in the second half at all against Jacksonville.
Yeah, like, they were tied
That's
6-6 going into the half, and I'm like, yeah, Bills are going to pull this one out easy. Nope. No. But, yeah, I'm going with the Bills on this one. I was onto the Mike White hype. I liked him a lot, and got really upset when he ended up getting hurt, like, on his first drive last week. So, even with him possibly playing this game, still, I'm just like,
It's 2 full games of tape out on Mike White, too. So, you know, a large part in due to the first game success, nobody knew who this kid was. So, I really wanted to see how the Colts defense were to strategize against him and play. But, I mean, hopefully we get to see it this Sunday against the Bills. Yeah, if that happens, that'll be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind, seeing the Bills lose and seeing Mike White have some success. So that'll be cool. Speaking of the Bills in that division, you got the next game is the Cleveland Browns going to Foxborough to face the New England Patriots. Patriots, they've been on a tear recently, man. They won 3 straight games. They're only a half game behind the Bills in the division.
It's quite the surprise, honestly. Going into this season, even though like the Patriots spent a lot of money in free agency, you couldn't have told me like, hey, they're gonna be competing for this division. I would have been like, no shot. Like the Dolphins at least would be probably second.
Yeah, exactly.
Far from it, dude.
Yeah.
No, I mean the Dolphins are like last in the division right now. But I know the Patriots are a big surprise, and it's a lot credit to Mac Jones. Like he's been doing pretty good. He fits the system pretty well.
Who?
One of the biggest things that he does well is just like he has decent control of the ball in terms of finding the right reads and just getting it to the guys. If you look at the receivers, it's no one jumping off the depth chart saying like, man, like this is the number one guy.
I need him on my team.
Yeah, so that's like definitely something that when I look at it, I'm like, but they're pulling together these wins. Even it doesn't matter, with close win, 3-point win, the win's a win. Yeah. So. What excites you the most about this game, though?
Other than the Patriots are actually favored in this game, they're a 1.5 point favorite. My gut's telling me to pick the Browns, but I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna pick the Patriots and stick with their hot streak. Nick Chubb was back and he looked impressive last week, but
does he have COVID? I think
he does?
I think it came out today. Yeah,
bro. Like, that's not funny, but
if that's true, man, that
sucks, dude.
Sucks
like
because he just came back, had a monstrous game.
Oh yeah, I see it.
I see
it.
And
questionable.
That was about to be a big point on like whether or not if I pick him, because with that running game, I mean, it's hard to stop the Browns when that running attack is hitting. And last week, that's literally what happened. The running game was just too much to handle, I think, for the Bengals. And then now, you go to the Patriots and you're out without your lead back again. And I think Kareem Hunt is still hurt. Yeah, man, that really probably changes my decision. I'm not sure who I was picking before.
Well, I know who I'm picking.
I was picking the Browns before, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris. Who are you picking?
I know who I'm picking, and I'll tell you why. I'm rolling with the Patriots. I agree. Browns run game, really good, but Nick Chubb is out. And Browns are kind of one-dimensional in the sense that I think they can only run the ball. They lost Odell Beckham Jr., which a lot of people don't think that's a big loss, maybe, but I do. He's by far the best wide receiver on that team. Sorry, Jarvis.
I was about to say.
At least you put some respect.
I like Jarvis Landry, too. Don't get me wrong. I like him personality-wise a lot more than Odell. But anyways, I think it comes down to the head coach. Bill Belichick is such a great coach that he can stop a one-dimensional team and get after Baker Mayfield. So I don't think Baker Mayfield is smarter than Bill Belichick. That's why I'm going to go with the Patriots. And just like a lot of other teams that we've brought up so far, Patriots have lost a few close games as well. Like the Dolphins was like 1 point, right?
Yeah.
So they
2
usually,
point. I think it was 19 to 17 or something.
Yeah.
It was close.
but they usually could have like 6 or 7 wins.
Yeah.
Instead of just 5.
That's a good point about the Belichick thing. I didn't even really think about it because he definitely made Tom Brady less efficient in the game against the Buccaneers.
Yep.
So that's
Well,
a really
I
good
mean, that's
point.
kind of given, man. You coach a guy for like
Yeah.
almost 20 years, and you're bound to
Yeah.
know what he
Yeah,
doesn't like
exactly.
or what he does like.
I
So,
guess that's true.
but
Plus,
what really helped him out was like the running game, especially it was just like an ugly weather game. Like
Yeah.
that was a big help. Before you go, Chris, I'm gonna go with the Patriots as well. With Nick Chubb COVID situation, that definitely hindered my decision because like before, if you didn't tell me about that, I would have just strictly gone with the Browns.
Yeah.
But
I still got
that
it.
definitely hurts that their chances of winning that game. Go ahead, Chris.
I was just going to say he's got statistically Mac Jones, Bill Belichick has Mac Jones as a top 15 quarterback right now as a rookie. No other rookie's playing anywhere close to
Yeah,
this
he's definitely
good.
the
Well,
best.
I wouldn't say Bill Belichick. I'd say Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
But like
Both, I
they're
would say, yeah.
they're working to a success. You know, just find the easy reads and get it to your guys. I think the next step in Jones' progression as a quarterback is finding those guys deep downfield.
Well,
That would be huge. Because like if you watch the Patriots games, they're not having big crazy plays. It's just literally just methodical type drives. Go ahead, DJ.
It's almost like a reverse trajectory with Josh Allen. Like, you know how Josh Allen was slinging that motherfucking, or he was slinging the rock. Like, he'd throw a deep ball. But now you got Mac Jones, Mr. Accurate check down there. It's like Josh Allen needed and is still needing to learn how to, complete the intermediate routes type of thing. And I don't know why that.
I agree with you. And then it also helps that they have a decent running game with Damian Harris.
I don't agree with you. No, keep going.
But no, I get what DJ's saying though, because like Josh Allen, when he first got into the league, he was just kind of throwing it up and praying for the best, and then now he's making better reads, finding guys, and he's not running as much, which probably last week we can back to differ, but
Yeah.
but like you see, like they go back to that type of play style, and it didn't work for them.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
they found a way to work with Josh Allen, and then they stepped away from it for a game, and it really hurt them. But anything else you have in this game, Chris?
I don't really think Josh Allen is taking a step back. I think.
Oh, no, I'm saying
No.
like the
in the
progression.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
like we're saying, like
Yeah, I
Josh
know.
Allen started off as a deep thrower,
Yeah.
and now he's progressed, and it's the inverted way.
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen is career-wise gonna have a much better career than Mac Jones. You
Yeah,
never
no,
know,
for sure.
but-
We're not questioning that. It's
Yeah.
just like it's similarities in the growth of the traits that it's different traits, but the same type of trajectory
Yeah.
of growth they need.
Yeah.
I mean, the last point I wanted to just make is he's playing pretty good for having Nelson Aguilar as your best wide receiver. Aguilar.
Well, Chris,
That's
one
my
of your favorite things to talk about on this show is coming.
Dan Campbell.
Yes, sir. We got the Detroit Lions versus
wanna
the
take them,
Pittsburgh
too.
Steelers.
I really want to take them. Too.
After
What they did to your what they did to your Bears, dude.
I so want to take them. If I'm gonna really regret it when Detroit wins. I'm going Pittsburgh, but I'm gonna really regret it when Detroit wins. You might as well get rid of the Detroit graphic, by the way, because I don't think many people are gonna pick them.
I
the
mean,
rest of the
we all
year.
picked them one week against the Eagles.
Yeah.
well, and
They
that's
were
where
down,
the
like,
that's where the
25-0.
that's where the Detroit train ended when Mr. Wright when Papa Wright didn't have faith in his team to beat the Lions. I said, well, if the fans don't have faith, why should I?
Yeah.
So Steelers, just a little history lesson right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact in history, the Steelers, I'm going with them, by the way. It was interesting before the Monday night game. They were telling like how the Steelers haven't lost on Monday night
On
football
Monday night,
since like
17-0.
since like the 80s.
For real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're 18-0 now.
Yeah.
But
Thanks not Bears.
Well, like they played the Dolphins a bunch of time on there, so you can thank the Dolphins for messing that up too. But yeah, I mean, not much to talk about this game. I don't think it's very entertaining. The Lions just haven't been very good, and then the Steelers have been mediocre. They just found ways to get wins, you know. So last night, pretty entertaining game. I was kind of looking at them like, are the Steelers actually going to lose this game? But they actually ended up pulling it off. Any word? Any
We're
word,
all
Chris?
going Steelers.
Any word, Chris?
Oh, I don't know. No, bad calls. Whatever. Bears is this is a learning year for the Bears either way. So we'll talk about them. We're not. They're on a bye, but we'll talk about them.
You can say it
briefly.
Yeah, you can talk. You can say your piece at the end.
This next one, is this a keep it moving game?
It could be.
Yeah, for
Second
me.
highest spread of the week.
Yeah.
It's a good. I mean, it's always
who's
a good
playing, Chris? Who's
AFC
playing?
South matchup. You know, when you got the Jaguars taking on the Colts out there in Lucas Oil Stadium,
Nice.
Indianapolis,
There you go.
Indiana.
Nice.
But I'm rolling with the Colts. I'm not a big Carson Wentz guy, but I'm going to roll with the Colts. Like I mentioned earlier, I haven't been impressed with Trevor Lawrence, although I was pretty high on him going in. Jonathan Taylor, beast mode so far this year. Probably going to win the overall
Title,
rushing
yeah.
record since Henry's out of the picture. And Mixon and Chubb keep getting hurt in COVID, but
So, are you picking the Jaguars because of
No, you
your?
picked the Colts.
Oh yeah, are you picking the Colts because of your disfaith in Trevor Lawrence, or is it actually because the Colts and Jonathan Taylor got something going right
I
there?
just think the Colts are a better team with Jonathan Taylor. Has been playing really, really well. They got a great offensive line, and Michael Pittman has like 5 touchdowns in his last like 2 games, doesn't?
Bro,
Yeah,
whoever
he's been pretty good.
the Santana dude I'm playing on fantasy, bro, the Tua and beyond, he got Pittman. He freaking raped me, dude. That was just a little side note. Pittman is a touchdown machine. It seems like.
He's
Good player.
been coming around these last couple of games. Like in the past 2 years, I mean, he hasn't done anything crazy, but now he's kind of, I guess got the trust of Carson Wentz,
yeah.
and he's really developing into kind of like that lead wide receiver. I wouldn't say a 1 or a 2, but like definitely one of those guys
Yeah.
that Carson Wentz is going to a lot. And yeah, I'm going with the Colts as well, Chris. It's just like, even though the Jaguars beat the Dolphins and all that good stuff, I mean, I'm not really thinking that they can keep pulling it off, especially like having that. I wouldn't say a fluke win against the Bills, but it's definitely
Pretty fluky.
Yeah, like when the Bills don't score a touchdown, like that's pretty fluky, right?
Yeah. Plus, shout out to Michael Pittman. Just had a kid this season too. I don't know if you've seen some of his wife TikToks.
I've seen their YouTube channel.
Well, she does. I haven't seen the YouTube, but she does TikToks that are actually pretty cool. It shows her like dropping them off at the stadium,
Oh yeah.
getting there some White Claw and peanuts, and like having the son like say good luck to the dad. I think it's cute. I think it's cool to see like
that.
side of the game that we don't really think about, the wives and the kids. You know what I mean?
It's a daughter, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
He just dresses her like a boy, just to have some fun.
I don't know, but I think it's pretty cute and I like it. So keep up the good work.
Yeah, no, they have a YouTube channel. It's pretty cool. It's called Michael and Kiana, and like it's just pretty much like vlog style type stuff. And he does like game day vlogs too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So DJ, who you going with you?
Oh, I thought they'll pick the Colts. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm picking the Colts. They just a better football team.
Yeah,
It's not
Yeah.
really too much to.
Not much.
plain and simple. But you already know who's coming up next. So take it
We
away. DJ.
have the New Orleans Saints going to Tennessee. I forgot. That's not Rock and Roll City,
Lisa.
right?
It's in Nashville.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Rock and Roll City playing against the Tennessee Titans. Sorry, Mom. Don't kick me out the house or anything. Don't, whatever you do. I'm picking the Titans in this one.
Wow. Shocker of the year.
Yeah.
Loses once to the Falcons and loses all faith in
This
his
is,
team.
it's honestly the first time I picked against them too, man.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just one of those things. You don't trust it. You got drop pass. Even though we did put up 22 points and come back in a good fashion, you just can't play from behind. And the Titans aren't the type of team that's gonna let a lead vanish because of the style of play that they have.
The Titans have been looking really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they on their defensive line has looked nasty too. So with them putting pressure on Mr. Simeon and
Yeah.
nobody to really catch the ball in traffic like that, I just don't see Alvin Kamara rushing for 100 yards or an impactful day. He's good in the receiving game, but rushing wise, he's
He
definitely
hasn't
not
done
it.
So,
anything. On
real
the
quick
rushing.
question, DJ. How is your faith in the Saints now without Jameis Winston in the lineup?
It's a playoff team with a first round exit for sure. I ain't gonna say first round exit for sure, but
like that's kind of like
that's
where
where
it's trending to.
it starts and ends. Is you make it to the playoffs and you lose, unless you get the Cowboys or and even then the Cowboys is sort of like a rivalry game, so never know how that'll play.
You're probably gonna get Tampa.
But how crazy would that be? Won the division 4 times in a row, and now you play the division champs. But yeah, man.
I'm gonna roll with the Titans too, just for the matter 2 reasons: Saints quarterback situation, and they're in Tennessee. Besides that, I was gonna pick the Saints. If this was home and Jameis was playing, I probably would pick the Saints in this one.
Yeah, if Jameis was playing, I'd definitely more than likely pick the Saints. But Tennessee's not like they have a strong. Tennessee doesn't have like a Kansas City home field or like your guys' home
But New
field
Orleans
type of thing.
does.
Yeah,
That's
we
on-
do.
on the flip
Okay,
side,
yeah, I feel you.
But in Tennessee, I think it's gonna be a good game. I've been liking the Saints defense lately.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, quarterback situation plus you guys can't run the ball for crap. So
Can't catch it either, apparently. So.
Yeah, I mean, this game I wanted to pick the Saints. Just like you, I want to see the Saints have some success, but I can't go against the Titans in this game. They've been showing all what it means to hey, I'm gonna pick the Titans this week, type of stuff.
yeah,
all 3 phases.
Yeah, because they're getting it done pretty much in any way, and it does suck that they don't have Derrick Henry. That's something that will deter a lot of people from picking this team in the future. Come in January, later in the season, December, then they have those cold games, those run the ball down their throat type games. They're not gonna have their lead guy to do it. But I'm not saying Adrian Peterson is gonna be a full-on replacement of Derrick Henry, but he didn't look horrible against the Rams, who have a pretty good defense. So
yeah.
I mean, collectively, if you take away the 2 negative plays, they ran the ball pretty well.
Mhm.
So it was like a running back by committee to replace
for sure.
Derrick Henry.
And then on top of that, you also have their defense, who, when they played the Rams, just made one of the best offenses in the NFL look silly. So that's something that you can look forward to and say, they're proving themselves each and every week.
Yeah.
And then you also have that offense, like I said, they were very reliant on Henry, and now they don't have Henry, and they still perform well. Like that play call that they were faking the run, and then Tannehill just walks into the end zone. That's a brilliant play. I think they have it all. The players, the coaches, they're in a good.
You have faith
they're in a
in
good
that head
trajectory.
coach? What's his name?
Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
He's a good type of leader coach, but to rebuttal, their defense, they can still use 1 or 2 players.
Dude, he said
on
he'd cut off
defense.
his piece for a Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah, I know, but that yeah.
You didn't hear about that? That was on the
I'm good
Bussin'
on
with the
that.
Boys pod.
Oh, and Luan.
Yeah.
He's
Why do you
hurt.
say names weird, bro?
It's Taylor Luan, isn't it?
Taylor Lewan.
Say Luan.
You said Luwan.
Whatever.
Caron. Williams.
All right, man. Moving on.
Go
Keeping
ahead.
it in the division, you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going out to D.C. and playing the Washington football team. This is one of those games.
This is a rematch of the divisional
The,
round, the wild card round.
Yeah, but no Heineke.
For real, no Heineke?
And
No. When's Fitzpatrick coming back?
I think he's.
Is he
gonna
done?
retire. I think so.
I don't even remember what happened to him. It's been so long.
He just got dropped on his shoulder, and then I don't know if it's
he's
shoulder
playing.
or collarbone, one of the 2 injuries. But I'm gonna keep it very brief. I'm picking the Bucks. I mean, they're obviously the better team, and it should be very simple. Who's next?
I'm next. I'm taking the Bucks too. I think it's easy. Pickens this week, but we've seen a lot of upsets lately. This might be one of them.
It could be.
Could be. Probably
DJ,
not
the
though.
pressure is on you.
no, I picked the.
Will you be going for an upset, or are you going with the Bucks?
As I hate to say it, I'm picking the Bucks.
I mean, it's one of those games. It's just it's kind of inevitable at this point.
Washington's not who we thought they were.
Yeah, they're just not looking good. Next game, we have the Carolina Panthers at the Arizona Cardinals. And real quick, let's take it to Steve for his lock of the week.
Hey, I'm Steve Apilo, creator of NFLGamePicker.com, and this is my lock of the week for Week 10. It seems to be really hard to pick games this season. The only consistent thing seems to be my Ravens taking a few minutes off my life each and every game for these crazy, wild finishes where we just can't make it easy on ourselves. So as much as I want to say that my lock of the week is me having a heart attack at age 50, hopefully that's not the case. So instead this week, let's go with the Arizona Cardinals beating the Carolina Panthers. Panthers looked pretty unimpressive last week. New England picked them off 3 times. Arizona's defense is even better than New England, so I would imagine it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game on the defensive side of the ball. They had an interception for a touchdown last week. I'm willing to bet Arizona will have another one on Carolina this week. So my lock of the week this week is the Arizona Cardinals.
It's not the most entertaining game. The Panthers... Actually, I'm going to take that back. The Panthers are struggling with Sam Darnold. Questionable if he's going to be the quarterback moving forward. And that's like a weird situation that's happening in Carolina right now. Yeah. With last year they had Teddy Bridgewater. They weren't sure. They let P.J. Walker get some playtime. He was pretty decent, but they're like, I'm not sold on him. They went to go get Sam Darnold. It's the whole quarterback situation is not the best there. And then you have the Arizona Cardinals who just may still be without Kyler Murray. Colt McCoy looked pretty decent out there last week. James Conner took over the game last week. I mean, all the signs are pointing towards picking the Cardinals. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're not wrong. The Panthers lost 5 of their last 6 with only a last-second win against the Falcons. So, Panthers are on a downward slope, like you said.
Yeah. So, all consensus, we're going with the Cardinals?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cardinals. 2 top 5 defenses going against each other, though, and that's interesting. Only good thing going for the Panthers is they have a guy named Michael Jordan playing for them.
Well, they did make that trade for Stephon Gilmore.
He got a pick.
Yeah,
exactly. So he got some playing time last week too. So that's good to see. At least one of the better defenders in the NFL is finally back on the field.
Not good to
he
see.
Took
J.C. Horn on one side.
He took a UCF player's spot, so I'm not thrilled about it. AJ Bouye. He was on
and he's
Jags.
like 50?
Yeah,
Jags,
dude.
and he was on Denver. He's not that old.
I feel like he's
30.
That's old in DB years, bro.
Yeah.
He was locked down when he was with the
Yeah,
Jags.
with Jags and Jalen Ramsey. Well, a good defense to help support it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like...
Yeah, but he was one of the highest rated corners back then.
Then he went to Houston, right? And
I think he went to Denver.
Yeah, he did go to Denver, got a big check. That's like a thing with a lot of players is like, when they're on a good team,
started on Houston.
They look really good, and then he did, and then you put them in a different situation, and then they don't shine, and you're just like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
That's a lot of players around the league, and it's just weird. If you fit with a team, you fit with a team. If you don't, you don't. It's plain and simple like that.
Josh Norman. There we go.
Yeah,
I couldn't think of it
exactly.
to save my life.
Exactly. Like, he was phenomenal on the Panthers, speaking of them. And then he goes to the Washington football team and then stinks it up and then gets...
Fights everybody.
Yeah, and then gets destroyed by
Derrick Henry.
Constantly. Like,
love it.
Dude, the Titans were in Josh Norman's head every time. Because when they played him with the Washington football team, he got in a fight with Lawan and stuff. And then... Derrick Henry just put him in a grave when he was
That was awesome.
He's on the team now. I think he's on the 49ers.
Josh Norman?
Yeah, he's on the 49ers.
He got picked up.
Yeah.
He got picked up like halfway through the year, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. But anyways, I got to take my time to shout out UCF players when I can.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next game, Minnesota at Los Angeles. I'm going to go with an upset here.
Interesting.
Taking Minnesota.
It gets cold in Minnesota.
I think you're just digging yourself a grave there, dude.
I mean, I need to win some games to make up some ground here. Obviously, I don't necessarily want Minnesota to win as a Bears fan, but I think they got a good shot. And they've lost a lot of close games, which, you're not winning the games, but you're still in every game.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like this might be one of the one-off upsets of the week here.
But will it be a close game, or will it be more of like a decisive win?
I think it'll be close.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The Vikings have lost 5 of 7 games that they've been within like a 1 possession game. So, and the Chargers, even though they lost the other week to the Patriots off of a 1 possession game, they've been more so coming out on top on those games. So that's why I'm going with the Chargers. I just have to. They've been doing really good this season, and have a few bumps in the road, but they got back to winning last week. So definitely that's something to look forward to.
I mean, it's valid. Both teams close games. One team's been winning and one team's been losing them, but I'm still gonna roll with the Vikings.
It's a chance worth taking, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. They both played close games, throughout the year, and the Eagles gave them a run for their money. So I think the Chargers will definitely tighten up some of those loose bolts, pun intended, and get it.
I like that.
Get it ready.
You're just a funny guy, bro.
I think the next game is my least favorite game of the week, honestly.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't like either team.
So what are who's playing?
Philadelphia Eagles at the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
And as we were sitting here, I saw the Broncos just sign a linebacker that I didn't recognize his name. But I'm going to go with the Broncos. I don't know. They're at home. I guess they're a better team, I guess.
This is a game that I'm not really a big fan of picking just because I'm very underwhelmed by both teams. Broncos obviously have been winning games, but they're not against reputable opponents. They're not. Yeah. You're not saying like, oh my God, they beat this team, they beat this team, but they did beat the Cowboys last week, which was probably their best win of the season and very decisive. Like it was very one-sided for the most part. And then you're playing a Philadelphia Eagles team who wants to show up some weeks, doesn't want to show up other, and then like it's hard to want to pick the Eagles, so I don't blame you for picking the Broncos, and that's why I'm going with them too. And it could be a close game. It could be the Eagles, but this was one of those games that I could easily say, I don't know who's winning.
Yeah, I'm sort of the same. And to sort of back up your point, I don't know this week against the Falcons for the Cowboys, I think this will sort of decide, like, if they handle them or barely win, if the Cowboys are who we thought we were, which equates to Denver, was that the win? That exactly. So
I don't think so. At least
you get got sometimes by teams, and then other times you just you just.
I want to like Denver. I don't know. There's something about them that I want to like them, and I like Teddy Bridgewater, but I'm not sold.
Teddy Two Gloves.
We'll take them in this game, but 6-4. If they win this, I don't think they're that good.
I'm gonna step out on my bad.
Go ahead. Okay.
I'm gonna step out on a limb and pick the Eagles this game.
You can afford to make that pick.
As I said, they had a close game against the Chargers that came down to the wire. So I like when the Eagles dumb down the play calling, Jalen Hurts excels. When you don't give him too many reads based off the highlights they show, he looks like the part. So
and from your football experience, as you're playing and going through the season, you want to change the plays, especially because you don't want them to be just one-dimensional and get got. But how is it when a team is trying to continue developing newer plays and kind of making things a little bit more complicated? How does it usually go?
Well, honestly, it sucks in the sense of if you don't got the plays down that we're running to begin with, there's no need to expand the playbook or try to work on a new play if we can't get down the basic stuff. So
totally agree.
Depending on the type of coach it is, that can be all right, well, we gonna work until we perfect this and then try to move on. But you're 9 games in so far, so
I don't really like their offense at all, to be real with you. I think Jordan Howard is back now, ex-Bear.
Ex-Dolphin.
Yeah, that too. I think he's gonna help him out a lot, I think. But especially with Miles Sanders out, but
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just continue, bro.
No, that's all I have to say. I'm not sold.
I think there should be. This is probably one of the more interesting games. Just not sure who's gonna win. Most of these other games, you can kind of say definitively this team might win, this other team might win. This next game could be one of those similar type of games in terms of we're not sure who's going to win just because Seattle is still without Russell Wilson, but he's back to working out.
Yeah, he might play.
He might play, but the chances are slim. If I'm the Seahawks, Geno Smith has been doing well enough with Russell gone, and you're playing a Green Bay Packers team who more than likely will not have Aaron Rodgers either. So both teams are not without their starting quarterback. That does pose some issues for odds of success in winning a game, especially when you have these two great quarterbacks in Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. But now we're possibly going to get Geno Smith versus Jordan Love, who had an underwhelming performance against a really bad Kansas City Chiefs defense.
Yeah, it was a pretty boring game.
And then on top of that, you have the girlfriend and mother of Jordan Love all the way in the nosebleeds in Kansas City, which is pretty high. I'm not going to back away from picking the Seahawks. What happened?
What's that got to do with his play?
Yeah.
You just wanted to throw that out there that they shafted him?
Yeah.
They did it on purpose. Rodgers, meanwhile, his whole family.
Rodgers probably offered the tickets, man. He's just sabotaging them. No, but in all seriousness, I've been kind of riding the Geno Smith train with the Seahawks, and I'm going to continue riding it because he's been performing good. He hasn't really shown me why not to pick against him because he's been keeping the Seahawks in the game, even with little to no running attack.
Yeah.
You know, luckily you have some weapons in the passing game, but on top of that, I mean, it's just the play of Geno Smith has pretty much solely put the Seahawks in position to win some games, even with Russell Wilson out. So that's why I'm going with them.
I'm pick the Seahawks too, but for different reasons. The Packers seem to be a little banged up on the defensive side of the ball, so along with, Jordan Love getting his second start. And if it was a game to win, it was probably last week, alluding to that tape thing where people actually can scheme against you.
Yeah.
And Pete Carroll's a defensive-minded coach. So,
well, on top of that, you also have, like, all right, you go into a game against Kansas City, who's probably really bad secondary that you can tear up if you're a decent quarterback.
Yeah. And
then you look at that, and then you get a good roll into this upcoming game against Seahawks, and then you can probably win both games. But now you lost that first game against the Chiefs. The outlook is not looking good for the Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love under center.
So you're taking Packers? Or
No, I'm taking Seahawks. I'm saying, like, it's just not looking good with Jordan Love under center.
Oh, because it's showing me Packers for some reason. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. They might get Wilson and Chris Carson back this week potentially.
You going with Seahawks today?
Huh?
You said Seahawks.
Seahawks, yeah, potentially. So that's huge. But like everything I see on Russell Wilson is like, oh, it's remarkable how fast he's recovered and all that. And to me, as a huge Russell Wilson fan, that screams he's probably gonna go out there and get hurt again or worse. I mean, it's like a finger issue.
Yeah, but
still.
he's never had like like that. This has been the first time he's ever missed games in his career. What's scaring you about it?
Just the verbiage and like the stories that I'm reading. It's just, I feel like you could possibly win without him. You're kind of already out of the playoff picture. I mean, maybe you could get a wild card spot if you win a bunch of your games, but pretty much you're out as far as in your division.
They're 4 games behind Los Angeles.
Yeah, unless crazy things happen. Like
there's still
LA's
some time.
7-2, Arizona's 8-1. They're 3-5. The Seahawks.
There's 8 weeks left in the season, so there's still a chance.
There is, but it's like, do I want to take the chance and
mathematically there's a chance.
Put Wilson in, or
a chance?
I don't know. I just would really hate to see them put him out there too soon and him get hurt. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you. I mean, and that's like another situation. It's just like Geno Smith has been performing well enough to possibly get them to win. So why not just leave him out there and, pray for the best? Because I'd rather take the chance of Geno Smith winning or losing us a game than Russell Wilson coming back and getting hurt and then costing us the entire season because he's the most valuable player on offense.
Well, one thing that helps them is they're coming off of a bye.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm gonna roll with them this week. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't blame any of you guys picking the Seahawks. It's a pretty good option. But we were speaking of the Chiefs talking about them in this last game. They are going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders on Sunday Night Football. Raiders lost in a close game to the New York Giants, and Derek Carr took all responsibility of it. After the game, he was kind of alluding to No, we're not distracted by the whole Henry Ruggs situation. I just got to make better decisions. That's what Derek Carr was basically saying.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, it was definitely like a lot of big mistakes that he made, but it also doesn't completely fall on him. Like a lot of guys just got to step up and play better. But being the leader of that team, he has to definitely take that type of role, especially with all that's been happening, Gruden, Ruggs. So it's just a whole different situation.
The cornerback they just cut too got arrested.
Yes, he did.
So a lot of issues going on out there.
Man, posting guns and
Vegas.
stuff in it. Yeah. First rounder too, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's sad to see them throw away millions of dollars setting up your family, not only yourself, for years to come.
Generational wealth.
But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about football. And I'm going to go with Kansas City. I've been saying it all year. They're not going to lose 2 in a row. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that.
Well, you've been wrong.
And I've been wrong. And I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna give you reasons why I might be wrong again, but I'm still taking the Kansas City Chiefs. The Raiders are second in passing yards, and the Chiefs' defense is awful. It's bad. Let's just call it how it is. They've had injuries, yeah.
They looked phenomenal last week.
Yeah, but what? Anyway, I'm gonna go with Kansas City. They need to win this game. It's a divisional game, and they're sitting in tied for last place. So they win this one, they're tied for second, maybe even first if the Chargers lose. I'm rolling with the Chiefs.
But, the difference in between the AFC West,
What?
the difference in the AFC West is literally like a game difference. So, like you said, they need to win this game, but I don't think this is a game they're going to win. The Las Vegas
Chiefs?
Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders are going to win this game.
Interesting.
I think D-Jax will be available. So
yes, he will.
And, all you need is he's essentially replacing Henry Ruggs as far as like the deep threat type of person. So offense will get back on point. And like you just said, they lost to the Giants last week, and Derek Carr owned up to it. Second in the league in passing. So I
think a lot of the guys on the Raiders are going to kind of rally to Carr around that, because even if, so-and-so didn't play a good game and whatnot, like, not to point fingers at anybody, but like when someone kind of like, takes that lead role and players will rally around it, especially like in these situations where you have an interim head coach and, a lot of things just going bad for your team. It could be the Raiders game. I mean, I'm on the fence here. Like, I may have put it on the website, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not 100% locked in on the team.
Yeah,
you gave me good reasons to go with the Raiders, though.
Yeah, I think
the
we
Chiefs.
both did.
The Chiefs haven't been very convincing this season, and like, it would hurt for me to go against Patrick Mahomes, and then he just spurns me on it. But like,
I'm going with it.
It might be worth taking that chance. I
think I'm like 2-2 against picking against him. So.
Yeah, so like, I don't know. The Chiefs just haven't been the same team that we've been kind of accustomed to seeing them, with a lot of success. Now it's a primetime game. It's a divisional matchup. It just makes it all the more like difficult to kind of make this choice. Because like if it was just like any random opponent, maybe. But like these games really matter. These are the games that matter the most, especially for a Chiefs team who is in last place and trying to, scratching and clawing, trying to get back into this in this division and in the conference. So should I ask Siri to flip a coin?
If you want, it's your pick.
Oh, that's fine.
This is your record.
All right, who wants heads? Who wants heads?
We'll go heads because it's in God we trust. Yeah. That was my high school coach. Shout out lineman guy for that.
Ready? That was his name, lineman guy.
Yeah, like legit his name.
Siri, flip a coin.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's tails. Shit.
Well, Raiders it is, baby.
God damn it, coach.
All right, I'm going with the tails never fails, man. So hopefully the Chiefs win. I may change it on game time, but we'll see. But it's definitely one of those toss-up games.
Coin toss.
Yeah, I literally had to do a coin toss.
You gotta honor the coin toss.
I do. All right, and we also have NFC West. This is probably a really good matchup. San Francisco 49ers have not been looking good, though. They're hosting the Los Angeles Rams on Monday Night Football. Thank you. The Rams did not look good last week. They were pretty underwhelming, honestly, to watch. They kind of went away from their kind of play style, lots of bootlegs and all this other stuff. And they were talking about it pretty much the entire broadcast about that. And then, 49ers just have been down on their luck. They've been very similar to kind of like how the Chiefs are. They're a team that's underperforming and they're getting lost in the division. But now there's a chance for them to get back in it, especially in this game with the Rams kind of slipping away, at least from last week. So I'm going to go with the Rams, but if the 49ers win this game, this is huge for their chances in the to have some type of success later on in the season. And this should be an interesting matchup. Both teams are wearing the throwback jerseys. I know you guys don't really care about like what they wear, but
that's cool, I guess.
Looks cool. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. You said the
Rams.
The 49ers have a chance to come back in the
not win the division, but like at least like salvage your season because
Nah, I don't think
that's what
so.
I thought I heard you say. They could come back and win a division.
not come back and win it, but like be relevant in the division because there's no chance they're winning the division because the Rams and the Cardinals are pretty much running away with it.
You got like a 5-game lead on
Yeah, for sure.
But for this pick's purpose, I'm picking the Los Angeles Rams. They look pretty good, and Von Miller brings something for the Rams
for sure.
Yeah, and the 49ers are, like you said, they've been sort of injury riddled.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams. Basically the same reasons that you guys mentioned. Rams had an off week last week. I'm not gonna hold it against them. Stafford didn't really look great at all. I think he's a MVP candidate and gets back on track this week against the San Francisco 49ers.
Nice. Very nice. All right, that pretty much wraps up week 10 of NFL game picks.
Dun, dun, dun.
Anything else you guys may want to add to
Well,
now's your chance to talk about your Bears.
I got one other thing too.
Because they're on bye.
Bears are on bye. We're gonna worry about them next week. It's all good. Hopefully, Matt Nagy is better from COVID. Whatever. Getting paid to say that. But I just saw a tweet. Odell Beckham Jr. went unclaimed today on waivers.
Yeah, it passed.
According to Adam Schefter, so he is now a free agent, willing to sign with any team. And we're sitting here. We got Pat McAfee on in the background, and we see his number one destination is the Green Bay Packers.
don't lose your shit, Joey.
Oh man,
Hate to see it, but interesting as an NFL fan.
Yeah.
For sure,
it's
if that
definitely-
happens.
Well, then my only thing is you go there, you complain about not getting the ball. You think
I don't think he'll complain about
No.
not getting the ball there. He can't.
He'll get the ball. Aaron Rodgers will give him the ball. I don't have any doubt in that. I really don't.
Devontae Adams get he get like 18 targets a game, bro.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, but
And those targets for Adams will definitely go down with all that happening, but
I don't think it will go down that much.
it's
honestly.
gonna decrease a little bit. But
Yeah.
obviously, Devontae is your number one guy on that team. You're gonna chuck it up to him. When in doubt, just chuck it up to Devontae Adams. That literally helped him win like 2 games this season alone.
And that's Rodgers' guy too. Like
Mhm.
Devontae.
That's the
Before
Pippen to his Jordan.
Yeah, before the start of before the start, don't even. You know, maybe
I had to catch
when,
the way you said it.
That's the Middleton to his
Giannis. Maybe if
Exactly.
Rodgers wins a Super Bowl within 10 years of the other one, we'll consider it maybe. But he wants to go with Rodgers if Rodgers leaves. Like that's his guy.
I saw that thing with the Last Dance thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah. But that pretty much wraps up week 10.
It's more
Should
like
be-
the Chris Middleton to the Giannis.
That's what I
If
said.
Yeah, he
that-
said that.
You listened.
If that.
You had your ears open. But yeah, thank you guys for the cake. It was very surprising. I saw Chris putting something out of a bag, and I was kind of scared, dude.
I don't have any money in here.
Hey, let's say that's
You're gonna pick the Bears next week.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to mention. Teams on by Chicago Bears, Cincinnati Bengals, New York Giants, and Houston Texans. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you watched up to this point, thank you very much.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Andale.